thought like, oh, maybe I would lost the story of my life, and I said like, dude, the story of your life is in your fucking head,
Yeah.
like
Wow.
not in the Instagram and the. My name is Sasha Boole, and I'm from Ukraine, Chernivtsi, and partly Dniester Canyon.
Hey, I'm Joe Lindsley, an American journalist in Lviv, Ukraine. The city of Lviv is, I think, perhaps what Paris might have been in the 1920s, a place of special inspiration and creativity. Here with my friend, local bass player Andrei Kohan, we are making this podcast, Why Does Music Matter? A few weeks ago, I was out for a run listening to Discover Weekly on Spotify when I heard the song Mankind As It Is. I liked it, so I looked up the artist and was very surprised to see that the singer, who was singing in English, was Ukrainian. His name is Sasha Boole. The themes of gloom and alienation run throughout his songs, which he said is a response to the Soviet and bleak Russian mentalities that still linger in parts of Ukraine. His music, which has a great Mississippi Delta vibe with a little bit of Texas sound, also resonated with my skepticism of much of modern American life. He's put his ideas also in a new novel, inspired a bit by Cormac McCarthy, which will be released later in October 2021 in the Ukrainian language. So he came to Lviv to play the Coffee, Books, and Vintage Festival. We met up beforehand at the Café Facette. The name means cool guy. It's a place where writers, musicians, philosophers, artists gather. We sat outside on the cobbled streets, free of cars. You'll hear some passers-by who recognize Sasha because he was sitting there looking quite like a Texan with cowboy hat and cowboy boots. And so for now, we ask just a simple question: why does music matter?
From one side, there's no way not to sound cheesy, because some things they're just like this. And music is the other way of communication that works sometimes better than the language and stuff. But from my side, I'm also thinking that music, it's as I see the singers, songwriters, touring musicians who really like communicating with people, really like always on the road. What I appreciate a lot in being musician, I'm not the studio guy. I'm not the guy that gonna sit like in the studio and write music and without meaning to play this music live. Mm-hmm. I'm like completely about touring. So for me, it's kind of soul anthropology. You're meeting people, you're talking with them. You trying to figure out about their kind of vision of the world, and then you transforming this kind of stories in songs and telling those stories in a short way, because not everyone have time and passion to read a book, because it's like as far right now people mostly sitting in the smartphones, and not a lot of people really like reading books. And a song, it's kind of concentrated kind of story that you can tell in a pretty fast way, and in the same time in a pretty interactive way. That's why for me music matters.
And I like this, when I listen to a great song that inspires me, it inspires me as a writer, and but I want to know more. I want to know the backstory, and that's why I like the idea of a folk singing novelist.
Yeah,
because that's what you've done. You've taken these ideas and you fleshed them out deeply. And if there's ever a movie version, it would have to have your soundtrack with it. But what your song? Because you have a few songs in English, and a good number actually, right? And you have the song "Mankind As It Is."
Yeah.
What was your vision as you wrote that song? I mean, are you? It was a bit, sort of doom and gloom, and Twitter's terrible and all that. But what were you trying to say in that song?
I'm not trying to be a moralist. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to tell people what to do. But I just was talking about the things that really kind of disturbing me in the way we're moving, and maybe I'm criticizing some things, but at the same time, I'm also criticizing myself for doing the same things, because we are all in the same boat. some of us are like, you know, in a bigger way, some of us in a smaller way, but still we are in the same boat, and all of those like problems, let's say, they are global. For example, I don't know, I talked to a couple of my friends a couple days ago, you know, when Instagram and Facebook shut down for like a couple of hours. Fuck, and I figure out that some of them like really freaked out.
Really?
They were like, oh man,
nervous.
I was really like, I didn't know what to do. Like I was really like scared. Yeah, the Facebook and the Instagram, this is the story of my life. I thought like, oh, maybe I would lost the story of my life. And I said like, dude, the story of your life is in your fucking head.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
not in the Instagram and the Facebook.
But it was like they lost their narrative, they lost their purpose. And
Yeah, you know?
Wow. Yeah.
And this shit is like really disturbing. And I think that, like the way it works really hurted some people's brains. Like really.
What is Diaklu? What's a good way out of it? Do you think? Is it just more time, you know, out of the virtual world and with people, making music, festivity, being connected to nature?
Of course, yeah, but you cannot force people to do it. It will work like by itself, I guess. It's like, you know, like when you have a watch and you have, what's the name of this thing?
Pendulum.
Yeah. So it goes in one way till the, you know, the hitting point, and then it going back. Так, о 19. Запрошую. До зустрічі.
They went to
Що? Ні, о 19. Так.
festival in November.
No, they are asking about today's gig.
Today's
Yeah.
festival. Yeah, cool.
And you know, it's always like this. So it's going to some critical point. The same we have like left wing, right wing, and I don't know. And it will be the same. I guess it will get to some point when a lot of people will figure out like, okay, something is wrong, and it will go to the other way.
So these, like in Ukraine, that happens with your regular revolutions.
Yeah.
Great. All right, man. This has been fantastic, Sasha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.